What makes a motorcycle reliable? In this video, I'm gonna share my opinion on this topic. So if you have nothing to do, grab your favorite drink and stay with me. Welcome back. To have a motorcycle that never breaks is something that we are all looking for. But what are the factors or the signs that makes one motorcycle reliable? As I said, this is a good question that many ask. Well, here I'm gonna disappoint you and tell you that every motorcycle breaks. It is true that some models are more reliable than others, and we'll come to this in a minute, but it is important to understand that there are no unbreakable motorcycles. Once you accept this fact, that things will be much easier. You can start looking for signs or patterns that will help you with reliability. You will need a little bit of technical education and the usual common sense. By the way, common sense is not so common nowadays. When I said technical education, I didn't mean to become a mechanic or some kind of technical guru. No, absolutely not. But you should have at least the basic understandings of a motorcycle mechanics. Suspension, engine, wheels, electronics, and so on and so forth. So you have to understand how the motorcycles works. This knowledge will help you to see the strong and the weak spots of any motorcycle when you have the chance to walk around it, to check it, or make a test ride, for example. For a couple of minutes, you will know. And it might sound very difficult or impossible right now, but I can guarantee that until the end of this video, you will have a very good idea what you need to look for. Back to the question, what makes one motorcycle reliable? Well, I would say it's a mix of very good decisions or ideas properly designed and implemented and backed up by the right motorcycle owner. Let me repeat it, it's a mix of very good decisions properly designed and implemented, backed up by the right motorcycle owner. Because I knew that most of you wouldn't be able to understand what I mean, I prepared myself with a long list, not that long, 5 different points that will help you to understand it better. Number 1, it has to be a model with proven history. It is almost guaranteed that an old and proven brand will be able to make much better motorcycle. It will have a better design and build quality, because they will have all the necessary human and financial resources to make it just better motorcycle. And here you might say, okay, Pavlin, I got it, I have to have something like Yamaha, Honda, BMW, and I'll be alright. Not really, because this is only the first part of the equation. You have to know all others to make the right choice. You cannot expect from a model that just came into the market to be reliable and trouble-free. Even the company that produced it cannot guarantee it because they haven't got any information, they haven't got feedback from real owners. Usually this takes like years to clean all possible problems and glitches. You can stop me right now and say, Pavlin, listen, there are so many old and proven brands that make terrible motorcycles. Yes, this is true. That's why I said just a minute ago, if you're patient enough, I'm gonna list all of other points that you have to know before you make your final decision. Number 2, it has to be as simple as possible. This does not mean that you have to ride some kind of prehistorical motorcycle with only engine and wheels. No, absolutely not. Nowadays it will be almost impossible to find a model without ABS and injection system. But these two systems are very well known, proven during the years, and they have almost zero problems, especially if you have a button to turn off the ABS. The larger the list of electronics is, the more possible problems you might have on the road. I know that this won't be acceptable for many, especially for those gear lovers guys, but this is the reality and there is nothing I can do about it. Feel free to like and write whatever you want. For those who are still not convinced, I have a question. Let's imagine that you need to go into a war with not so clear weather and battle conditions, not a shooting in your backyard, real war. What will be your choice for personal weapon? Kalashnikov, simple Kalashnikov, or the most modern, the last model American automatic rifle? Please let me know, but honestly, in the comment section below. I'm gonna read it later, but I highly doubt that many will choose the second option. Yeah, motorcycle trips are not war, but more or less it's the same. You don't know where you're going to ride, what kind of weather or riding conditions you're going to meet. So in my opinion, it will be always better to bet on simplicity. I recently found the screen of my old Tenere, the one that I broke in Ireland. You see, it has these stitches. So it was possible to be fixed in very simple way because it is a simple motorcycle with a simple windscreen. This is what I'm talking about. You never know what kind of problems you might have, and usually the simple motorcycles are easy to fix. Number 3, you need durable design. As I said earlier, a few minutes around every motorcycle should be enough to see the strong and the weak points of the model. So you can imagine what will be if I drop it on the ground. Will it fall apart or it will be alright? If it's necessary, put it on the ground gently, walk around and see what actually touches the ground. So if you have the impression that this motorcycle will completely fall apart in the case of accident, stay away. On the other hand, if you see it as a solid construction that might damage some plastic but nothing more serious, this is the model for you. Also, keep in mind that the heavier the motorcycle is, the harder it is going to hit the ground and the more damages you are going to have. This is not my opinion, this is the law of physics. Here you might say, Pavlin, this is too extreme, why the hell I need even to think about it? Well, you don't have to. As I said, you might believe in whatever you like. But don't tell me that you're never going to drop your motorcycle because you know how to ride. This is just nonsense. Number 4, you need a motorcycle with easy maintenance. And here you might stop me again and say, Pavlin, maintenance is not related in any way with reliability. Well, it is actually. It doesn't matter who is going to do the maintenance, a professional mechanic or by yourself, the chances to have a human mistake on more complicated motorcycles is always bigger. So the more complicated the motorcycle is, the greater are the chances someone to make a mistake during the maintenance. Also, when the maintenance requires only professional authorized service, people tend to do it only when it's really necessary, when it's scheduled by the warranty program. On the other hand, if you have a simple motorcycle, if you can make the maintenance by yourself, you will do changes and checks way more often. And it will cost you almost nothing, so you can look after your motorcycle much better because of this simplicity. Until I'm on the topic of simplicity, it's also worth to mention that if you have more horsepower on your motorcycle, does not always mean that everything is going to be better. No, it's exactly the opposite. You're gonna compromise reliability. For example, if you have two identical engines, 800cc, and one produces 110 horsepower and the second produces 80 horsepower, you have to know that to produce this 30 extra horsepower, they need to squeeze everything, the maximum from this engine, which is mean that it will have a higher compression ratio, it will require only a nice petrol, and it will be much easier to have a problem or to destroy this engine or whatever it has inside. So more complicated and more powerful engines are always equal to lower reliability. Once again, I know that you wouldn't believe and you wouldn't accept it, but this is the reality. And the last point that makes a motorcycle reliable, number 5, is actually the owner of this motorcycle. So any brand and model is designed with a specific purpose. And if you use it properly for what it's designed for, it will serve you for many years without any major problems. So there are sport bikes, touring bikes, adventure bikes, dirt bikes, choppers, many different variations. But the problem is that some people try to use the motorcycle for something different than it's designed for. So if you want to save problems, if you want trouble-free motorcycle, if you want reliable motorcycle, buy it and use it for what it's designed for. That simple it is. Also, every engine, frame, suspension and electronics has some limitations. Just because you bought an adventure motorcycle does not mean that you're Paul Torres and you can fly into the sky, jump whatever you like and the motorcycle will be alright. Sooner or later you have to pay the price and you'll be very lucky if it's only money. And one bonus tip. Keep your motorcycle as stock as possible. Make changes and modifications only if they are really necessary and will help you to travel much easier. To spend thousands of dollars on different adventure modifications like different seats, cables, chargers, spotlights, crash guards, and many different things, but still riding your motorcycle with the crappy suspension that it has is complete nonsense to me. But who am I to kill your adventure dreams? You don't have to believe me, but during the years I have had many motorcycles and cars, and I never had any problems with it because I always follow the simple rules that I just told you. I hope that this information will be useful to at least one person. Press like or dislike, whatever the video deserves. If you subscribe, even better. If you want to know more about my upcoming trip, I upload videos every Thursday on my second channel, my travel videos, and on my third channel, Motorcycle Adventures Live, I upload live streams every Saturday. They are a little bit pre-edited, but over there you can learn a lot of information. All the details will be in the description down below. See you next time. Ciao.